Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how we can create parameters and also set dynamic content on our Power Automate flow. So if you guys missed the previous videos, what we did is we went ahead and created a manually triggered workflow. And what that means is you have to actually trigger it using this test here within the workflow. It's not triggered by anything external like SharePoint or some other third-party app. So we actually have to manually trigger it just like it states here. And once it's triggered, it actually will send off an email. And then we also have a Teams post that it goes out. And then in another video, we actually did a Gmail integration when I went ahead and removed that. But it's not that powerful because we don't have any dynamic content to use right now. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create some parameters. And then rather than just sending this generic message here in on our for Outlook and then in Teams, we're actually going to have some dynamic content so that the person triggering the flow will actually set what they want the message to be for Outlook and then what they want the message to be for Teams. So to do this, we just have to go ahead and click on our trigger here and then come over here to add an input. And we'll just put text. So we can go ahead and put please enter your input. So please enter the email body. And then we could do one more here for Teams. Actually, we'll do this Outlook Teams. Please enter the Teams message. Okay, so now that we have those in place, we can go ahead and you guys can see there's a bunch of different options here. We could have added in different types of input like yes, no, file, email, number, date, etc. Then if you click on the ellipsis, you also have the options to make the field optional. You can add multi-select options, delete, whatever you want to do. So now that we have those parameters in place, we need to come over here to our actions, and then we'll just go ahead and delete this. And then once we delete this, we have this little thunderbolt here. And then once we select this thunderbolt, we're going to have all sorts of different messages here that we can go ahead and select. So from here, we can go ahead and we can select let's do collapse so that we can see everything. Okay, so what it does is it automatically will pull in the information from the person that's triggering the flow. So we can already pull in stuff like city, state, street, postal code, etc. that's tied to our Outlook account. But what we want to do is we actually want to go ahead and we want to pull in the information that the user is going to be providing once they trigger the workflow. So right now we have the Outlook option. So we'll go ahead and select that. And once the user triggers this workflow, it's actually going to prompt them to add in what message they want for Outlook. So now that everything is good there, let's go do the same thing for Teams. Same thing, we'll delete this, click on the Thunderbolt. And again, I almost missed it, but in case you guys don't see your parameters here or you don't see the different variables that you're looking for, just click on see more. And then if we had different actions here where we were like collecting information from like a SharePoint list, you would see those on here as well so that you can pull not just from the trigger, you could also pull information from different actions as well. So now that that's on here, let's select Teams and we have that in place too. So let's go ahead and come over here to save it. And then once we save it, we'll hit test. And then you guys will see as the user is going through the different prompts here to test out the workflow, it'll be prompting them for the messages that they want to provide. Okay, hit test, manual, test. And there you go. So you can see for Outlook, please enter the email body. And then for Teams, please enter the Teams message. So checking to see if the Outlook message is working. And then I'll just do something similar for Teams. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and hit run flow. And done. Okay, so it looks like the email went through. Checking to see if the Outlook message is working. Good. That's what we're looking for. And we also go to set up a dynamic subject as well. I didn't feel the need to do that, but you guys can see here the Teams message also went to checking to see if the Teams message is working. So that is how you guys will actually set up the parameters. And then that is actually how we were able to pull in some dynamic variables as well from our trigger. But like I mentioned, there are other options like where if you want to pull in information from an email, if you want to pull in information from a SharePoint list. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can collect different variables to make your workflows dynamic so that you can reuse that information throughout your workflow.